Okay, everybody, this is Melvin with MyPlatinumClub.com, and I want to welcome you to another edition of Melvin's Minute. And today I want to talk to you about a term that you may have seen on a list pack if you're looking at apartment or commercial property called GRM. And what this is gross rent multiplier. All right, and I want to talk about what this is, what the definition is, and when you should use it when you're looking at an apartment or commercial property. All right, so let me go ahead and clear the board here, and we're going to do a little bit of math. Some easy stuff, because I'm not a math guy. All right, so what is GRM? Gross rent multiplier is basically the price of a property divided by gross rents. All right, so basically, if you have a $200,000 property and the gross rents are $40,000 per year, in other words, all the rents add up and then multiplied by 12 is 40 grand, the GRM for that property, gross rent multiplier, is 5. Okay? Pretty simple math, right? And a lot of times folks are going to say that, well, lower the GRM, the better it is for the buyer. And this is somewhat true. Let's go ahead and look at that. Same property, $40,000 rent with a GRM of 4 is going to be 160 grand. All right, if it's the same property. Now, if you're trying to compare two properties and looking at just the GRM, it's really not going to tell you a lot. And let's cover that real quick here. Let me go ahead and clear the board again. Hopefully you've got that in your mind. So GRM, what does it not take into effect? Well, it does not take net income into effect. And what do I mean by net income? Well, what I mean by net income is vacancy. Because apartments are going to be turned. I mean, you're going to have people moving in, moving out, and there's a period of time between those two events. So, and a lot of times we measure this in a percent of vacancy. In a lot of markets, you might see a 5% vacancy factor or a 10% vacancy factor. And the other thing that is that, obviously a more desirable property is going to have less vacancy factor if the rents are set appropriately. And going back to that example, the $160,000 property might have a 20% vacancy factor versus the 5% vacancy on the $200,000 property. So it's really tough to say that, just looking at the GRM is which is the better property. So it's very tough. So it does not take net income into effect, and it also does not take into effect expenses. Again, we might be looking at maintenance costs of the older property that are much higher, with a lower GRM. So, like I say, a lot of people are going to tell you the lower the GRM, the better. But I will tell you that it does not take into effect these two key factors. So keep this in mind when you're looking at properties out there, that GRM, in my opinion, is just not an effective way. It's not an important way to look at properties. So at least you have a good idea of what it is, and you can just ignore it now. Okay? So that's just my opinion. All right, well, for more information, go ahead and visit our website. If you haven't already, sign up for our 7-part free commercial real estate series. And you can also see more real estate videos and articles out there on the website. So thanks for watching, and have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.